Hi Capricorn, this is Samantha from Insights Tarot, and I'm here to give you your general read for the first part of February. Okay, this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Do check your Venus sign, especially if you're looking into love matters, okay? It's for the 1st through the 15th of February, and it's a general reading, Capricorn, which means it won't resonate with all of you. Take from it what you can and leave the rest, okay? I have 2 decks of cards here because there are going to be 2 rows. The top row is what's going on outside of you and around you, and the bottom row is what's going on inside of you. What are you thinking and feeling? Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling your reading. What's going on around Capricorn at this time? What's going on for Capricorn? I'll let you know these eclipse energies we've been going through have been hard. A lot of the readings have been showing lots of shifts and changes in big ways. What's going on for Capricorn? Give me some idea of what's going on around them and outside of them, please. Four of Swords. What's going on for Capricorn? Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Let me pull this over so I can get everything onto. And the bottom of the deck is Knight of Pentacles. The general energy there. Bottom row is what's going on outside of you and around you. Nope, it's what's going on inside of you. Excuse me. Bottom row is how are you thinking and what are you feeling at this time? So what is Capricorn thinking and feeling? What's going on inside Capricorn? What's on their mind? What's on their thoughts? Four of Swords over the Four of Swords. So it's going to be different for different ones of you. I'll give you those messages when I get to there. What else is going on outside? Four of Cups. Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, Capricorn. I'm going to start with the top row. So what's going on outside of you? Well, in general, it looks like slow movement towards something. I think communication is highlighted now. It's slow movement towards a new start. But it's not just any start. It's a difficult new start. It's a new start that has been difficult for you to get to. Okay? This could, for some of you, have to do with children. This could have to do with family members. This could be a new start in work, a new start at home. Within a relationship, communication problems within a relationship seems to be highlighted here too, with the Page of Swords, as well as the King of Swords, and then the Ten of Swords. Look at all these swords, and then the Three of Swords. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards of swords. Lots of mental activity right now. I do feel like Capricorns are trying to work through a situation that brought them heartache and pain. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, Capricorn. Okay. Whatever that situation for you, it was one that was very difficult, challenging, You could have possibly felt stabbed in the back, left behind, alienated, okay, during that journey. It was very difficult for you. This could have to do with an air sign for some of you, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But it doesn't, I'll say this, it doesn't have to be in their sun sign. Okay, they can have any sun sign in the world and still have Aquarius somewhere else in their chart, which is prominent enough to come forward. So, the King of Swords could be a man or a woman. For some of you, it will be a man. It could be a husband, okay? Could be a father figure also. This card is also letting you know that Archangel Michael is with you right now. And whatever situation is happening that's been hard for you, he's there and he's helping guide and protect you along the way. This card is confirmation, Capricorn, that you're exactly right where you need to be. You're on the right track, okay? And it's, I think the problems that arise within relationships right now are having to do with communication, lack thereof, okay? And there seems to be a lack of emotional expression as well indicated here. And this could be within any type of communication, okay? This could be with a child, with some other family member. This could be with a husband or a wife. It even could be with coworkers, friends, soul family, okay? But you're working forward into a new beginning is what I'm seeing here, okay? Because, you know, the Page of Swords here is also an air sign, but it can indicate a new situation other than a person. So for some of you, again, the idea of a new beginning or a new situation has put itself out there, not once but twice here. So I do feel like you're working into a new beginning. You're either in it now and you're working on it. A new beginning has been offered to some of you in some way within a relationship. So there could be apologies. And, you know, I'm seeing all sorts of electronics highlighted now. So this apology could be through the computer, could be through the phone, through the cell phone, landlines, texting, messaging through Facebook and other apps. There's communications. Communications seem very important right now, Capricorn. Slow movement forward, though. This is you. This is your sign coming out. You are definitely, I feel, trying to take control of the situation, trying to heal, trying to mend. All the green brings me to the idea that whatever is going on here, for some of you, it's very much rooted in your heart. And I want you to know that there's luck there and moving forward. I'm drawn to the beetles. Beetles, for me, equal luck when I see a beetle. If you aren't the one moving forward, giving the apologies, doing the communicating, I do feel like there is somebody coming at you trying to communicate, trying to offer you an apology. Could definitely be any of the people I expressed earlier, okay? For some of you, this is this has to do more with work, okay? Work and job, working through issues at the job. For some of you, it's finding a new job. I was just told. For some of you, it's trying to find a new job, interviewing processes. Okay, what you're trying to do, for some of you, I see it, you're like trying to switch careers. You're trying to find something that you love to do. Okay, you're not willing to settle for just anything anymore. You want to be happy doing the work that you do because you love to work. This group of Capricorns loves to work. So it's important for you to know that for this group, it could be that you're going out looking for work, but also this could be an invitation for an interview or a job offer. Okay, and if it is a job offer, I do see you do take it with the Ace of Swords. With the Four of Swords here, definitely feel health-related issues for some of you. Some of you are dealing with long-term. Some of you it's short-term. Okay, some of you just got the cough and cold. Others of you are dealing with ailments that have been with you for a long time. I'm hearing exacerbated by stress-related situations, and the weather seems to be a problem at this time. I'm drawn to the pattern. It looks like snowflakes. So for those of you in the northern hemisphere dealing with winter time now, you could be feeling it within your bones. For others of you, it's working so hard that you need a break. You're exhausted mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I'm bringing that up because of the Ten of Wands way over here, okay? I do feel like for some of you, Caps, you're dealing with a situation that has drained you so much that you're requiring downtime. You're wanting to be alone and to rest. To heal, because the Four of Swords is much more than just letting me know there are health issues. It's saying this is a time for healing. So for you Caps, if you're not healing, now is the time to consider taking a break. Self-care is highly important. For some of you, the message is communication. To open up and express. I'm having trouble with my throat chakra right now. That's why you keep hearing me coughing and grunting. I feel like my throat chakra needs to be opened up. So for some Capricorns at this time, expressing yourself is very difficult. Expressing yourself or your emotions is hard. So needing to open up that throat chakra, do some throat chakra clearing meditations to help you open and then activate your throat chakra. Definitely, like I said, it's situations within a relationship. It could be family relationship. The four stand for home, family, marriage, for me, children. So for many of you, you're dealing with issues on the home front, issues with the family, issues within your marriage, okay? And for some of you, it's like your house is on quarantine. I think like you're all sick, or most of you are sick. So message there is to take the rest you need and self-care measures, okay? Especially with the Four of Swords in your mental sphere as well. That tells me it's not only something you're seeing around, but also how you're thinking, which brings me to an additional message that some of you, this has nothing to do with your physical. It's everything to do with your attitude and your perspective about life right now. You're trying to fight off feeling negative about things or feeling scared. It's like an internal conflict that it almost feels overthinking. You're trying to fight off the pessimism, okay? For some of you, it's about alienating yourself from others because you're not wanting to communicate. For some of you, it's important that you do push yourself to try to communicate now. That, or if it's not you, it's somebody around you you're dealing with that's like that. There's almost a push away, especially with the Four of Swords in the lower. You're seeing it and you're thinking about it. You're thinking about either yourself or this person. With the Nine of Pentacles here, I do feel like money's good. I'm touching this and immediately I feel like, for the most part, money's good. Things seem to be decent, okay? That, or you're wanting to bolster it with the Four of Cups here, okay? You're wanting a more solid foundation in some aspect of your life. It could be within a relationship or within a health matter, okay? or even within your money. But I really do feel like financially Caps are working towards bolstering. I'm going to use the same word. Strengthening. Okay, strengthening their financial foundations. That, or they're pretty secure there. I really feel the message here is more in line with strengthening a particular aspect of yourself or an aspect of your life, relationships, work, health, your spirituality also comes up. Okay, which is, so there could be issues here with the Four of Swords, and you're needing to and wanting to strengthen. How do we strengthen communications? Now, the other thing is you're struggling with the desire to push people away. You seem to be wanting your independence, asserting your independence, wanting. So it almost feels like a push-pull back and forth here. It's almost dizzying. I'm feeling a bit dizzy, vertigo almost. Now, if it's not you, you're dealing with somebody who's like that. Like, you're close, and then they push you away. You're close, then they push you away. Okay. Nine of Pentacles is all about independence, autonomy, wanting to be alone, needing to be alone. Okay, so there are a group of you Caps out there that are needing to balance alone time with others. Okay, for some of you, you're really pushing people away, and even others of you, you're just enjoying alone time. For some of you, you're dealing with somebody else who's pushing you away, and there's a struggle with communication. And there's work to be had there, and you're putting it in here with the Ten of Wands. Okay. Tens are the end of a cycle, so we're looking at a new beginning. You're working towards a new beginning. Some of you are already there. Others of you are working on it now, and even others of you, it's still a bit off yet. But the Ten of Wands does indicate it's coming. Just stick with it. You know, I mean, don't quit 5 seconds before the miracle, okay? You're almost there. You're carrying a heavy load right now. Okay, Cap? I know you are. If it's not at the job, it's on the home front. And I also feel like you might have a lot to say right now. Some of you have so much you want to say, but you're not saying it. It's unhealthy. That's why the Knight of Wands is here underneath. The guy's at a bar and he's drinking and he's really analyzing the situation, but he's not speaking. He's got his back turned. So I've got two people with their backs turned to one another in this card down here. And I think there's a situation where some of you Capricorns are in a relationship where the communication is not open and not flowing. There's a block there. And it's toxic repeating patterns, not only with them in them, but also within yourself. And there's so much to say, but nobody's, and passionate things to say. Maybe angry words even. But nobody's speaking up. Nobody's saying it. You're thinking on it, but you're not actually saying it yet. Until we get to the Knight of Pentacles, which means slowly but surely you're learning these lessons. That's why this is out. Okay, with the within your mental sphere, excuse me. This is the Wheel of Fortune in your mental sphere. Okay. So, with the Ten of Wands, I do feel like some of you are holding much in puns. All your feelings, all the words you want to say, you're just not expressing it. And for some of you, you're carrying the full load of a relationship or of a household on your back. Or you feel like you're carrying a greater load than maybe what you should be. People-pleasing comes up. Like, there's a imbalance in reciprocity. That's how your thinking is, though. That's how it's coming to you, how you're thinking about it. And it could be fact. You absolutely very well could be. There's a need for communication here, and no communication on the matter seems to be happening quite yet. There is hope, though, with the Knight of Pentacles, which suggests a new start after a period of with no communication. So communications look like they're going to start opening up now after a very long period of no communication. And this is a lifelong lesson here. Okay. These are karmic lessons. The Wheel of Fortune comes out and it speaks to karma. Learning a lesson and getting to move forward. I'm drawn to the word input right there on the finger. Let me see. Can you see that on this finger, the word input? Your input is required for forward movement, is the message right now. When I see a finger pointing, it always is a message to me. It's a sign to me that this is a cyclical pattern. This will happen again if we don't nip it in the bud right now. So for some of you, that's going to be the message. You've got to nip something into bud right now. And it's something that drives you crazy, makes you sad. I feel some of you Caps are deeply emotionally upset. Even dealing with depression, and that's why there could be the idea of wanting to be alone, pushing people away. Opposite of how we heal depression, though. And I think that's because of a relationship here with the Two of Cups. And there's a lack of balance here, a lack of reciprocity in sharing, in intimacy, in, you know, sharing intimately your emotions, your feelings, and working together to keep the relationship floating. So the advice is to go inward. When the Hermit comes out, it says it's time to go inward. And for some of you, that's exactly what you're doing. You're going inward and leaning on your faith, leaning on your higher power to give you strength and to give you the answers you're seeking so you can rebirth. With the Empress here, you're trying to rebirth a new situation, a new beginning. So you're thinking about the lessons you're learning. You're thinking about giving your input here. Okay, needing you to know if this is you, if this is resonating, this is exactly what's meant to be, where you're at. Keep moving forward. You're doing so ever so slowly, but you're trying to be sure of it. You're on the right path. There's confirmation there. Four of Swords, as I've said, I've spoke on many of these cards already, but the Four of Swords in your mental space tells me you're closing down. If you haven't closed down, you've recently closed down. You close down to heal yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, or to have solitude, or to find peace, or you're alienating others, or you feel alienated by another. Okay, the message will be different for different ones of you. Remember, very general reading here. If you want a specific read, Capricorn, the contact information is below, okay? So, like I said, this card can be you pushing away, you being pushed away, you feel alienated, you are alienated, or you're trying to heal. It could be a multitude of these all in one combined, okay? You're hugging yourself. So I really feel like self-soothing. You're trying very hard to heal, to soothe, to comfort your own self in a time of need when things might be rough on the home front. Because again, a number 4, we have 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. Okay, so we're talking about shifts and changes on the home front within a relationship, a marriage, family, you know, children. It will be different for different ones of you. You're really wanting and thinking about your family, your home life right now, your children, your husband, your wife. You're wanting to strengthen a relationship. You're wanting to nurture something back to health. Typical in Four of Cups, though, typical tarot is actually not being sure that you want to do that. So for some of you, the idea of strengthening a relationship is you're not sure. It's an offer. So for some of you, like I said earlier, you could be receiving an apology or an offer, and I'm not sure you're wanting it or trusting it. That's why it's below the Nine of Pentacles, where you're sitting back by yourself, feeling content by yourself. Now, this isn't you, Capricorn. This is the other person, because I'm specifically speaking to those of you having issues within a close relationship. So either you want to be alone or they want to be alone. There's an offer on the table for healing and mending, and one of you is not sure you want it or that you even trust it. I touched this card and I really feel like it's not just not being sure that you want it, but because this is something that happens all the time, you're not sure. It's like you're thinking, I've been here, I've done this before. It always ends up the same way. So for some of you, you're sitting on an offer and you're not sure whether to move forward with it. You're thinking about it, though, with the Knight of Wands. Okay. For some of you, when the Knight of Wands comes out, it's in traditional tarot, it can speak to an emergency situation or something that happened like out of the blue, a bolt of lightning that changed something. So it was, for some of you, it was a surprise. It was unexpected, an unexpected change, which you've had to work your tail off to understand and work through the cycle. Okay, work through that situation. But when it comes in your mental sphere, for some of you, you might be dealing with the situation in a toxic way, in a way that you need to step back and analyze, okay, how you're looking at a situation. That's where it's right next to the Wheel of Fortune, which is the card of karmic lessons. So it's either you or the other person, okay, or maybe both of you even. Maybe over analysis paralysis, thinking a situation is more dire than what it is, or the opposite. Maybe you're not taking it seriously enough. Okay, maybe for some of you, maybe you're leaning on dependencies and addictions to help you combat loneliness, fear, and heartache at this time. Or since you can't control the situation, you're feeding yourself through addictions. Okay, that, or it's toxic ways of thinking and belief systems that are catching it, that are causing the problem, either within you or within that other person, but it's affecting the relationship in entirety. So there are lessons here to be learned that you're working through. Okay. So I have the Healing with Angel cards here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull. You know, I just got the message, though, that, and I think I did say it, but I'm going to repeat it because I'm not sure if I did. You are considering forward movement. Some of you haven't moved into a place of mending. Others of you have, but you don't trust it. And others of you have, and you do trust it. There are some of you where it's not that you've taken forward movement into mending that relationship. Actual forward movement is working on yourself. You've moved forward into working on your own self and your own stuff. Okay? So different types of forward movements here for different types of situations and people. What is it that Capricorn needs to know right now? So friendship pops out. And for some of you, this might have to do with leaning on friendships right now. Family, friends, soul family, for love and support as you need it to work through the situation. For others of you, it's a friend or a family member that you're having the situation with. Okay? And for some of you, you're dealing with health issues within the family, within a friend. Maybe you're providing them support through a health issue, or they're providing you support through a health issue. Now, when I say health issue, we always tend to first think physical. Yes, that includes physical, but for some of you, it's a mental health issue or an emotional health issue. So it could be you're leaning on your friends because you're depressed, or you need advice, or the other way around, they're coming to you, okay? Friends are highlighted, friends and soul family. What is it? What else does Capricorn need to know? What's important for them to understand here? For some of you, we're dealing with issues within a soulmate relationship. So right off the top, I'll just say, yes, this does include marriage to soulmates, partnerships with soulmates, friendships with soulmates. You can have a soulmate relationship with a family member. You can be soulmates with a brother, a sister, a mother, a father. You could be soulmates with a friend. So it'll be different for different ones of you. Now I see that they're kissing on this card. For many of you, it's to do with a romantic relationship. This could be somebody who once was, you started off as friends. For others, and then became lovers. And then for others of you, you've been with them since you were young. Okay, so you've been with them a very long time. You've grown, and you're in a very hard time with them right now. Bottom of the deck was balance, so you're wanting and needing balance at this time, and I do feel like you're being heard. Capricorn, just remember to lean into your faith. Understand that if you need help, all you got to do is ask. The Hermit card was here, and it suggests that some of you are doing that. To balance, you could balance out through getting grounded, walking barefoot on the ground, depending on where you're at. I'm talking about the earth, in the grass, in the soil. If you're in a place where you're capable of doing that. For others of you, meditation will help you with getting balance as well. I do feel prayers help with that also. So those are your messages. Comment below. Let me know how this plays out for you. Okay. Communication. Is communication an important topic right now? Is it highlighted for you? What has there been an offer of work or of apologies? Or have you given or received that? Who are we talking about? Is this family, friend? Where's the issue at? Is it at home? Is it with a husband or a wife, with your children, with a family member? Are friends highlighted now? Are you leaning on them? Is this to do with a soulmate? What about your health? Is this to do with health? Are you trying to alienate, or do you feel alienated? Okay. What are the karmic lessons you're learning? What do you feel they are? Comment below. Let me know how this resonates for you. And if you happen to like how I read the layout, please hit the like and subscribe button. Love having you here. I really enjoy doing these for you. Okay, and I want to thank you so much for stopping in and listening to this reading today. Until next time, Capricorn, do take care. Love and light always. Namaste.